not having a savings and a tax plan.
Yeah, big one for sure.
Ooh, this is a huge one because so many real estate agents I know will go from commission check to commission check and have the thing already spent by the time they get it. Like, no matter how much money you ever make, if you continue to scale up your life and continue to see the money coming in as all spendable, you are going to absolutely.
Welcome to the Growth Drivers Podcast, a show where we break down the leadership frameworks, mindset shifts, and strategies that fuel entrepreneurial success, personal transformation, and business breakthroughs.
I'm Rachael Novak.
And I'm Mike Novak.
Let's dive in and start driving your growth.
Okay, honest mistakes new agents make in their first 5 years. This is going to be a very tactical podcast today. We're going to drop some serious knowledge on you guys just from things that we've learned and also from coaching and mentoring lots of new agents in the industry through Real Brokerage and through Warrior Agent Coaching. Like, we've interacted with literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new agents. And we've kind of put together a list for you of mistakes that we see new agents make that they don't necessarily make intentionally. Like, no one's trying to make these mistakes. They subconsciously and unintentionally make these mistakes because they're unaware of what's really happening.
Well, I think that there's a big disconnect between when people are getting into the industry, what they think real estate looks like and feels like and is, versus what it actually is to run a successful business. So that's the disconnect where almost all these mistakes fall into.
Yeah. So consider this maybe your wake-up call and your reality check if you thought or came into real estate with some assumptions that maybe you're finding out aren't necessarily true.
Right.
Exactly. And these aren't hard and fast for everyone, but they are commonalities that we see across the board with a lot of people. So the first one, we're going to just jump in, and we have 10 of them for you. So we got a lot to drop. The first one's not treating real estate like a job. Let's talk about that.
Well, I have done hundreds of real estate agent partner, real estate position interviews in the last 10 years. And 99% of them want to get into the industry because of the flexibility. And they are not associating the flexibility of the job with consistency that's necessary. So the whole treating it like a job thing, they're not thinking that they have to be in the office at a certain time. They're not thinking they need to be consistently doing the phone calls at a certain time. Like, they're not treating it as if they're showing up to a job or showing up to a task every single day as if you would in a 9-to-5 job because of that flexibility.
Yeah, and I think flexibility can be earned, but 100%. To expect it in your first 5 years is a really unrealistic expectation. Once you're selling like 40, 50 homes a year after year after year, meaning you've got that consistency and you've got leverage, now you can be a little bit, a little bit more free with your schedule and your commitments and things like that. Like kind of a lot of what we do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
We have certain things that must be done every day, but when they happen necessarily doesn't really matter. Right?
Exactly.
But when you're starting, it really does matter. We're going to talk about that a lot more on schedules and stuff in just a minute. But not treating like a job is definitely the most biggest mistake that I see. Right?
100%.
And so lock in your schedule, treat it like you're getting a paycheck because you are getting a paycheck, right?
Well, I think that's people are not associating it as a job because you think you have the flexibility. Like, well, I don't need to be in there till 10, and I don't need to stay in the office because there's nothing to do. Right. And that's the big mindset shift that people need to get into when they're coming into real estate, especially if they've been in a corporate setting or they've been in a 9-to-5 or they've been in a job where they're paid hourly, where every hour they work is money coming in. Right. Now they're coming into this position where we're not paid like that. We're paid on the value that we bring and the amount of effort that we bring every single day, right? And so by not treating it like a job, staying as consistent as you would be as if you were getting paid hourly, but understanding you're not getting paid hourly and you're not even getting paid until you actually start producing. But what can happen, of course, and the reason that people get into real estate and the reason that people stay in real estate is because you can go from working a 40 to 60 hour work week as long as you're treating it like a job consistently, working your way over years and years. And all of a sudden, you can now decrease that amount of time that you're working in the business to 25 or 30 hours or 35 hours, but still be making $300, $400, $500 an hour for your efforts during those times.
Sure.
So that's kind of something that a lot of people don't talk about. And I talk about a lot in the interviews that I do and when I'm mentoring with people, like get out of the mindset that you're just going to get paid your 25 or 30 or 50 or whatever dollars per hour as if you would with a job. You treat this like a job for long enough, you're going to get paid 10 times that per hour in this industry.
Right. So it's an investment.
Exactly.
Number 2 directly connects to number 1, underestimating the value of consistency, right? How do those connect in your mind?
Well, I mean, treating real estate like a job is being consistent. It's showing up to the office or showing up to your home office every single day. It's showing up to the tasks that need to be done, the phone calls, the outreach, the marketing, the different things that need to be done every single day. And not letting emotion or not letting a bad 5 minutes completely derail your day and take you out of the lane of alignment for where you need to be in your business.
Right. Just like being focused and doing those repetitive, kind of boring things every single day, day after day, week after week, month after month, for year after freaking year. And that's when you start to see some serious fruit, right?
Yeah. The consistency side of real estate is the not sexy side. Right? Like we've talked a lot about this before, but consistency in real estate is continuing to do the boring things that eventually bring the results.
Right. And one of our real partners, Corey Williams, said a few weeks ago when he was on the podcast, he said, the ability to understand delayed gratification is really important to success in this business. I think consistency speaks to that.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
Number 3, not implementing an ideal weekly schedule, what we call your IWS for short, and honing it in. So this also connects to consistency, right?
Absolutely.
This is all about mapping out what a perfect week in real estate should look like, right? What do you do in the morning? What do you do in the middle of the day? What do you do in the evening?
Well, I think, this ties back to that, idea of agents getting into the industry wanting the flexibility. They don't want to have to think like they have to have a structured, regimented schedule anymore. They want flexibility. That's why they got into the industry, right? But it's very counterintuitive because having a consistent schedule, having an ideal weekly schedule where you're building in time blocks or building in windows of time throughout your week where you're going to be hyper-focused on the different things you need to do will create the flexibility in your business eventually that you're looking for.
Yeah, and so some of the things that I recommend coach people on the IWS, schedule your gym time. That should be on there. So you've got like your mindset in the right place. So your whole morning routine is in there as well. Schedule your role play time, schedule your lead conversion time with unmets, schedule separate from that your lead conversion time with mets and follow-ups and clients, right? Those are 2 very different things that we've talked about a couple different times. Have some time to work on the business, which we're going to talk about here in just a minute. And then have your appointment time in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
I always coach people, like, do not meet with clients in the mornings, because if you do that, you now take away the consistency of that lead conversion time that you were doing, right? And then all of a sudden, now we stop doing what got us these pending deals and we start having very inconsistent income, right?
To this day, I still don't take appointments before noon.
No, I don't either. It's just like a non-starter. It's just not an option.
Yeah.
That like blows most people's minds when I tell them that. They're like, what? What if you missed the deal? I'm like, then
that deal wasn't meant for me. Yeah, exactly.
There's going to be another one right behind it. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing. It's like, look, these are the times that I'm available. And 99% of the time, if you give people 2 options for an appointment time, they're going to pick one of those. If the day absolutely doesn't work, they absolutely have to do a morning. Well, that's what Saturdays and Sundays are for.
Right. Like, I'll do a morning on Saturdays. Yeah, like at 10 a.m. Like not an early morning, but I'll do like a 10 a.m. or a noon appointment, which is morning-ish,
Well, I actually only take morning appointments on Saturdays and Sundays. So I'll flip the script. During the week, I will take appointments only after typically like actually 2 o'clock would be the first appointment that I would take depending on the client. On the weekends, I don't take appointments after noon.
Right.
It's 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock my appointments on the weekends.
Yep, absolutely. So figure out your IWS. We've got a lot of content out there about this.
How to build it.
Yeah, how to do it.
Yep, exactly right.
Number 4, not defining who your ideal client is. People think that you should work with everybody. Like I get asked all the time, like, Mike, do you do commercial? No. Mike, do you do industrial? No. Mike, do you do multifamily? No. I don't
Mhm.
do any of that shit, right?
Mhm.
I know exactly what I do. I represent people that are coachable, that are savvy, that are motivated, that are financially capable, that are buying and selling single family residences.
You're getting very passionate about this.
It's because it's called focus, right?
That's
I'm
exactly
going to
right.
do one thing and I'm going to do it at a world-class level. I'm not
Exactly.
going to spread my focus amongst 15 different things. It's
Exactly.
one of the reasons I also don't deal with land unless it's one of my very few VIP developer clients. Like
Right.
if I know I'm going to be listing all the houses in that property later on that land, then I will put the time into the land. But I generally will not take land listings because of this exact reason, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't fit my ideal client. So
Yeah.
you don't have this luxury when you first start, but within your first 2 to 3 years, I think setting a target to make this your reality is really, really important because it's going to allow you to say no to the wrong opportunities and yes to more of the right opportunities. And your bandwidth is only so high. And so every one of these non-focused opportunities really becomes a distraction.
100%. And I was going to say, that's exactly what we did. So the first couple of years that you're in the industry, you kind of do want to take anything and everything. Like you're
Yeah,
learning
take the vacant land deal.
yeah, you're learning a lot of lessons. You're getting your teeth kicked in. You're learning like how to set expectations. You're learning what not to do, what not to say, what not, what clients not to take. You're learning what red flags to listen to, what green flags are. Like there's a lot of things you have to learn just by getting your teeth fucking kicked in every single day. So spend those couple of years and understand that that is the price of admission to be good in this industry. Then when you've actually closed some deals, you're stacking up a track record, you've had some big W's. Now we're 2-3 years in, and what did we do? We sat down and we literally wrote out exactly the traits of our ideal client, and you said them.
Right. They're bred into my DNA, right?
Exactly. So go over them again.
Coachable, motivated,
Mhm.
financially savvy, a nice human being,
Yes,
right?
good character.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and ambitious, right? Like they want to do something. They're financially qualified, and this isn't saying I'm only taking clients over $1 million. This is just financially qualified for the market, for their price point. They're realistic about their price point versus what they want. They're coachable. They're going to listen to things you have to say. They're going to take your suggestions. Like these are very specific and very necessary traits to work with people and have a great experience. People who are out of alignment with your target, or if they're not coachable, if they're not really motivated and you're trying to push them up a hill the whole time, you're wasting a lot of energy. You're wasting a lot of time where you could get them out of the way if they're not motivated. And I'm going to go help
Yeah.
3 more people.
The not motivated part, I really think is smart to emphasize.
Mhm.
I had I guess she's a client because she signed. But she called me like 3 weeks ago and she's like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in like a year." And I was like, "Well, the reason you haven't heard from me for a year is because I didn't hear from you for the last year before that.
Mhm.
And I followed up with you or my partner followed up with you every week for 52 weeks. You never once called or texted us back." She's like, "Oh, you're right. I'm sorry." She's like, "We'd still like to buy." I'm like, "Cool.
Great.
So let's like talk about that more
Yeah.
and see if this still makes sense for us to help you." Because it probably doesn't. You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
that's your track record, you're probably not going to do anything anyways.
Mhm.
The other thing I want to make sure I mention is investors. Everyone calls themselves an investor. Very few people are investors. I do not work with investors unless you're a personal friend of mine.
Yes.
Right? There are select people I will, but I know these people extremely well.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So
Exactly right.
just be careful of the investor label.
One quick tip on the investor label. If you are having a conversation with somebody that said, "Oh, I'm an investor. I'm looking for this type of property," new real estate agents are going to get really excited. They're going to be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
sweet! Like,
They
oh,
see
I can't wait."
see repeat business.
Oh yeah, they're like, "Oh, I see like a forever client here."
Yeah.
Okay, first question you need to ask as a real estate agent. Number 1, pull your emotions down for a second. Okay, we're calm. First question you ask: how big is your current portfolio?
Yeah, or I don't say how big is your current portfolio. I say tell me more about your current portfolio.
There you go.
Like what exactly what kind of assets do you have in there as far as doors
Yep.
go? Like is it multifamily? Is it duplexes? Is it single family homes? Tell me more about what you currently have. And 99.999% of the time, it's zero.
Yeah, they've never actually bought a house.
Yes. Oh, this is gonna be my first time. No shit.
So
Okay.
you aren't actually an investor. You are a want-to-be investor. Got it.
Yeah, and usually they're broke too.
Exactly.
So, all right, enough of that one.
Yep.
Number 5, not utilizing a CRM. Again, I've had a lot of coaching calls with people where when they come to us, they are not using one. They use a spreadsheet. And
Yes.
that's cool if you're selling like 4 homes a year and you want to stay selling 4 homes a year. If you want to sell like 40, 50 homes a year, scale, have consistency, you need a freaking CRM.
Even 25 or 30 homes a year.
I love Follow Up Boss. That's what our team uses. It's super intuitive. You can get a one-user seat for $99 a month. It's almost irresponsible to be
Right.
a real estate agent and not have a CRM at this point. You're going to
Right.
miss things like home anniversaries, birthdays, reach outs for events. Like it makes things so much easier and cleaner. Like we had a CRM our first day in real estate,
Literally.
and I literally cannot even imagine not having one as an agent. So get past the $99 and just do it, and know it's going to make you back probably 1,000 ROI on that money.
Oh, at least. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Number 6, not allocating time to work on the business. So what's the difference? Let's clarify real quick for anybody listening. What is the difference between working in the business and on the business?
So to me, in the business means I'm the doer, right? Like I'm out there talking to leads. I'm out there setting appointments. I'm going on appointments. I'm negotiating deals. Those are all like real estate
Yes.
tasks and activities that are getting done. Working on the business means I'm actually improving as the business owner what I am operating. Okay. That's things like developing financial controls, establishing SOPs, standard operating procedures, hiring, training, meetings. All of these things are considered working on the business. And you can't do too much of these, right?
Right.
This is a very, very delicate balance. People want to go all in on this and just spend their whole day on it. But if you do that, now you're out of your production lane
Right.
and the income quickly dries up. And so I coach people to do this from about 12 p.m. each day to 2 p.m. Just 2 hours is all you need, and you need it 4 days a week. Don't even worry about it on Fridays, just Monday through Thursday. Just do this consistently. That is 8 hours a week that you are progressing your business. If you have a game plan and you've got systems and processes to start implementing, you will make huge progress during this time.
That's exactly right. Like this is the time that you can like pick a day and for 2 hours work on improving the action plans or creating templates or email campaigns in your CRM that you've now got. Work on marketing, like create some infographics or hire a graphic designer to create some infographics or work on your public pages, right? Your LinkedIn, your Facebook, you're getting everything synced, making sure that your public profiles look good.
It's even more basic than that, too. It's like develop your buyer's guide, develop your listing guide, practice this shit, right?
Yeah.
Develop your script that you like and that you're going to be committed to using. Like get your CRM set up like we were just talking about. Like very, very basic things that agents just don't do because they get really caught up in just being the real estate agent. But if you are a real estate agent, you're a single agent, you actually have 2 jobs.
Yeah.
You're the real estate agent, you're the business owner. We need you to do both of these things.
Exactly.
But we need you to balance them in the correct way so you don't shut off your income source while you're improving your business. But this is the single fastest way to go from like 10 units a year to 50 or 60 units a year and not run out of money along the way.
Exactly. Yep. So you've got to allocate that time to work on the business.
Yep. In small doses.
Exactly. Number 7, not having a savings and a tax plan.
Yeah. Big one for sure.
Ooh, this is a huge one because so many real estate agents I know will go from commission check to commission check and have the thing already spent by the time they get it.
Right.
Like, no matter how much money you ever make, if you continue to scale up your life and continue to see the money coming in as all spendable, you are going to absolutely cripple yourself when it comes tax time. Tax time in real estate or any entrepreneur endeavor is really tough.
It shouldn't become a surprise. Like it should be something
Right.
you've planned for. You should hire a CPA literally your first year in real estate. Don't wait to do this until it's tax time. Do it right away. Most of them won't even charge you until they file your tax return a year later to give you advice and make sure you get things set up. But you got to have clean bookkeeping. And again, this is like business owner kind of stuff.
Yes,
right?
this is working on the business stuff.
Absolutely. But you don't want to get, I know people, and we've had this where you get like a multiple 6-figure tax bill and you're like, whoa, okay, there goes all my savings, right? And you don't want that to happen to you. And so just have a plan for that. I recommend putting aside about 25 to 30% for taxes, and hopefully you don't end up paying that much because you're able to write off a lot of expenses and things like that.
Yeah.
But have a plan for it. And then on the saving side of things, live on a fixed budget, right? Like treat yourself like you've got a fixed income and save the difference.
Yeah.
And you can still go splurge a little bit. Like let's say you have a month where you made $20,000, but it costs you $5,000 a month to live. And we know that we want to allocate 20%, let's just say for round numbers, to taxes, right? So that'd be $9,000, 5,000 plus 4,000, right? The expenses to live and the tax, right? Now I've got $11,000 that I can theoretically go save. go take that and spend 15% of it on fun shit. Go on a trip,
Yeah.
go buy something nice, go buy some clothes. Like, so you feel like you got a win out of your hard work, right? Because if you don't feel like you got that win, you're not going to keep working that hard because it takes a lot of work to make that kind of money, right?
It does,
But
totally.
then save the rest because
Yeah.
that way when you have a shitty month, you're still able to make your mortgage payment.
Well, this is like, I think when people see you and me, babe, like when they see what we do, we travel and we're building a new house and we're doing all these things. That is the culmination of literally 2 decades worth of this exact strategy. We have lived on a budget. We have lived what we call the spending plan on a very fixed income, essentially, for our personal overhead. And then anything above that, like I know we've talked about this before, but we have like a certain amount every single month that we prioritize into savings that we don't even touch. So, and then we have other budgets that we now utilize. Like we have the travel budget that we pour into, but we have not scaled our lifestyle to our income. We have stayed in this realm and stayed humble with our clothes, and we stick to our budget. And we don't go like massive, huge shopping
We
trips.
don't have
It's
car
like,
payments.
yeah, like we have not scaled our lifestyle to our income. Therefore, we have the flexibility and the freedom now. And of course, we have the savings and tax plan. So when the tax bill comes, it's like, I mean, it's never fun to write that check, but we can write that check from the tax account.
Right. Cool. Number 8, not utilizing leverage soon enough. A lot of agents, they're control freaks. They
I can do it better.
They think they can do transaction coordination and assistant stuff better than somebody else. That's just not true. Like what we know to be true is the reverse of that if you are a fantastic salesperson, you're a horrible administrator.
Correct.
I've yet to meet the person, and maybe they're out there, that is like a top tier, I mean like top 1% kind of salesperson that is fantastic and enjoys administrative work.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you are absolutely correct. I thought for a long time that I was an admin person.
You're horrible. Yeah.
I take that with love, right?
No, yeah. Our first year in real estate, you managed like 19 pendings at one time for the two of us, and you were still producing, right? That's a lot of plates to spin, and inevitably plates
awful.
get dropped.
It was awful.
Yes.
Yes.
So learn from our mistake. Outsource your transaction coordination as fast as possible. There's no reason you can't even start this actually on your first transaction,
100%.
just so you can go back to selling more houses, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. But typically $300 to $500, depending on your market, that I've seen for transaction coordination. They're going to handle all the compliance stuff, all the document uploads, some client communication, things like that.
And right? I want to challenge anybody who's maybe newer into the industry or who is resisting utilizing a transaction coordinator because I want to save the money, or my favorite excuse is, well, I want to learn how to do all that stuff. Guess what? Utilizing a TC is going to teach you how to do that shit way better than you are going to teach yourself from absolutely knowing nothing.
Yeah, I'll have people at Real call me and be like, hey, how do I do X, Y, Z on, is it called Rezen or Rezen? I'm like, I don't have a freaking clue. I've never even logged into there, man. Like, why would I be uploading documents to my own stuff? Like, it's so far out of my lane of genius, right? So outsource TC, and then the second one to think about is an assistant. I recommend hiring an assistant as soon as you can afford it. Like if you've got 4 to 5 months of savings in the bank and you're on a trajectory to sell 10 to 15 homes a year, perfect time to hire an assistant. It's going to allow you to double that amount of home sales almost immediately. Like it's a really quick ROI return if you're going to train that person well and utilize them and trust them,
Yeah, 100%. For sure. Number 9 in the honest mistakes that new agents make in the first 5 years, not staying focused on income producing activities.
Yeah, and this ties directly to not utilizing leverage, right?
Yes.
The income producing activities for real estate, I'm just going to be really freaking clear with you on them. They are lead conversion. That makes you money.
Yep.
Meeting with clients makes you money. Negotiating deals makes you money. Marketing kind of makes you money, right? There's passive and active marketing, so you can make an argument for that. If it's not one of those 4 things, you need to get it off of your plate, get somebody else to do it, probably your assistant, probably an outsourced TC. But you got to focus on those things. Those are the things that are going to make you an exponentially more amount of money, right? You only have so many hours in the day. So how are you going to spend them? Spend them on the highest income producing activities, which are the ones I just laid out for you.
100%. So many people get so caught up in paperwork or organizing their office or making sure that their file cabinet is really nice and neat and color coordinated and putting cutesy things up on their wall. Like, what are you doing?
That's all perverse versions of procrastination
1000%
and delaying what you know you need to do.
Yep.
And I put this in my stories that I had a coaching call with one of my clients, and this is a top producer. He's on track to sell 100 homes this year. I mean,
Awesome.
he is balling at a high level, but it was not always like this. When he came to us, he only made $100,000 in a year, right? And so I said, what did you do? Like, what was the pivotal shift that you made to actually get to this new level of income? Because he's tracking to make per month what he was making per year.
That's amazing.
That's insane.
That's amazing.
Right?
Good for him.
And he thought about it for a few minutes. He said, Mike, and I love how retrospective this guy is. Fantastic coaching client. He said, I stopped avoiding the hard work that I knew needed to be done. I was trying to find a way to not have to do it, whether it was, getting the right person or the right technology or adding on more businesses. But ultimately, I knew what needed to be done. I just leaned into doing that shit, and my business exploded. I'm like,
you just have like
freaking love that,
yeah,
man.
like such a proud moment.
It's like, I'm so proud of you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So just stay focused on those things and watch it compound. And it happens fast. I'm talking like 90 days fast.
Yes. You can literally turn your entire business around in 90 days.
Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right, the last one we've got for you, not creating a way to stay in touch with your past clients regularly. So what do you mean when you say that?
Well, so I literally talked to agents and they've shared that they, just can't figure out like why they're not getting a ton of like past client business, or like they're not really getting a ton of referrals. Like they're just having to go out constantly, like pound the pavement and make phone calls and like generate new business. And so my first question, of course, is, well, like when was the last time you called like all of your past clients? And they kind of look at me with like a blank face. And I'm like, okay. So first of all, calling your past clients is not weird. It's actually really important because you had a great relationship with this person, right? Like 90%, 95% of your clients you have a great relationship with, but it's such a short window of time that you get, right? We get to enter this person's story for this small little chapter, or it's an important chapter, but it's a short chapter of this part of their life where they're purchasing or selling or transitioning in some way in real estate. Okay, and then we just disappear. And then we're just like a character who never, ever re-enters their story ever again. Well, then how would we expect them 6, 7 years from now when they're going to sell or have another transition? Why would we assume that we are going to be the one that they lean on if we haven't kept in touch with them? If we, like, I care about every single one of my past clients. Like, I legitimately have friendships with these people. Is it friendships that I'm like gossiping with them or like sending memes back and forth? But no, probably not. But are they somebody I care about their life? I care about their house. I want to see the updates to their house. I follow them on Facebook and social media so that I can see how their garden's growing this year and comment on all the stuff. Absolutely. So if you do not have a way to stay in touch with your clients regularly, so sending them even a newsletter or a birthday card every year, home anniversary card every year, giving them a call every other quarter just to see how they're doing. Like, hey, I saw that you're going through this tough stuff. I saw you had to put your dog down. I saw your oldest or your youngest moved off to college. How are you doing with that? Like literally just connecting human to human. That is what is going to help propel you. And that's what's helped our business in the last 10 years compound, because it's like now we still have new lead generation. We still have, referrals coming in from out of state or from local. And then we have past clients. And it's like when all of those different lead sources converge, now you've got a super sustainable business and you're helping people again that you really like. So why would you not keep in touch with your past clients?
100%. So, I mean, you kind of just gave a past client action plan there.
I sure did, yeah.
Send them something in the mail every quarter. Like, I think we're just getting ready to do ours. It's going to be candles, right?
Yeah.
Like a scented candle or something like that.
Don't ruin the surprise.
Oh, sorry.
Gosh.
If you're a past client listening to this, you didn't hear that.
Nope.
And then call them or send them a gift on their birthday and their home anniversary. Super easy to do. Create a market report monthly, like a video one, breaking down the market and send it to them. Create a home valuation report for them on your automated system so they can track their value, be the source of information on their home's value for them. It's very, very important.
100%.
And this literally just is a closing task to set up when the transaction closes, right? This buyer is now a homeowner, which makes them a future seller, right?
Exactly.
So very easy stuff to do. And then check in on them once to twice a year.
Yeah. Like,
are you opposed to people texting past clients and just saying like, hey, just thought of you today, and putting, like, to me, like the text is okay if it's unique to the person. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
Like if I drop something in there that I saw about them.
Yes, I completely
I'm
agree.
not talking copy and paste or mass messaging your past clients, but
No.
a lot of past clients, like, or even like most people just don't simply pick up the phone.
Yeah,
So
no, absolutely true. And honestly, like, it doesn't even have to be text. Like, I DM a lot of my clients because
Right,
I'm on
same.
social media with them. So it's like I'll talk to them on social media.
To be totally candid, I used to call my past clients every quarter, and I got like maybe a 10% pickup
Right.
rate. I would always text them afterwards. Everyone always respond to the text.
Yeah.
And so I just think if you're going to send the text, please don't send a mass text. Send something personalized and mention something that you've seen about them, or something about, how's their home going, or it's been 4 years since you moved in. How are you liking the back deck? Did you get that project done that they mentioned to you and you're selling the house? Like, very specific things. That's super, super important, in my opinion.
And like, don't overcomplicate it. Like, don't overthink it, right? Like, at the end of the day, you worked with these people in a huge life transition. You worked with these people, like buying and selling this home. Like, you got to know them in this huge process, and now they're living in this home that you helped them purchase. Of course, they're going to remember you, right? So don't overthink it. Just freaking connect human to human as if you would with a friend.
Yeah. So there you go. Lots of lessons in these 10 points that we're sharing with you. If you want to connect with us further, there's a couple of ways that you can do so. You can go to thewarrioragent.com if you're interested in coaching with us. There's also a link down below. If you're interested in just mentorship, we do mentorship at Real Brokerage. Like, we've sponsored hundreds of agents nationwide at our brokerage, and you've got access to us through that as well. And that costs absolutely nothing, which is really, really cool.
Right. Actually, you get paid to be at Real.
Right. And in full transparency, Real has been a game changer for us. Like, we went to Real in 2021 when there was 2,500 agents. There's over 25,000 now.
29,000.
And yeah, it has really changed our lives. One of the best business decisions we've made. And, it's truly a place that we call home.
Yeah, agreed completely. Love it.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Until next time. That's a wrap on today's episode of Growth Drivers.
If you found value in this conversation, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with a fellow entrepreneur.
For more insights, tools, and resources, visit us at thewarrioragent.com.
Keep pushing forward, keep leading with purpose, and we'll see you next time.